We're on location in Atlanta with industry insiders who have gathered for the Technology Association of Georgia's 2016 FinTech Symposium. Since 70% of all U.S. payments are processed right here at Georgia's famed Transaction Alley, there's something at this event for everyone.
To some extent, the whole notion of, as it's being called these days, Transaction Alley, has been kind of a well-kept secret within the Atlanta market, and a lot of that was because a lot of the really leading firms in that space have been very happy to kind of stay behind the scenes and do the processing quietly. After the financial crisis, I think a lot of them have realized with some of the new regulation that they've needed to take a more advocacy-oriented role in being more public. And by doing that, I think it's become much better known outside the Atlanta region, just the prominent space that Atlanta and Georgia overall plays in the overall FinTech community.
Just in the Atlanta area, there's $2 trillion worth of transactions that are represented by the 118 billion transactions that are going through the marketplace. The whole concept when we started FinTech was to try to size the FinTech community here, which is mostly defined by payment processing organizations.
The key theme of the FinTech Symposium show is innovation. So some examples of that innovation are companies aimed at the consumer experience, whether it's dining, improved banking, but customer-centric from an end user, consumers. We've had other examples of innovation going after the alternative lending space. There's established players in that space, but there's still some opportunities, people believe, to further disrupt and provide incremental value. And then finally, trying to solve some of those pain points that both merchants have and consumers around returning goods and services back to the merchant of record.
You know, you've got all these startup companies who have a lot of great ideas, but at the end of the day, you have to actually manage to engage with the end consumer. And you may do that through a new app that may be a totally new way of doing things, but virtually all of these apps still ride the existing payment rails. So you've got to figure out a way to integrate with that, and those are the companies that really show in terms of the strength in the Georgia marketplace.
I think it's also refreshing to see, all the early stage companies and the role that Atlanta and Georgia is playing in terms of really leveraging the very established ecosystem that we have here and really giving back in terms of encouraging early stage companies.
It's amazing to see that Georgia is providing such a space. I mean, coming from Europe, I came from London. You don't have these kind of events with so many players and so much support. So this is great to see. It's becoming really a hub of FinTech in the US.
My big takeaway from today's symposium, it's not just one. It's that Atlanta is strong, that we have great companies both at the top and the bottom, and that this ecosystem is invested in making itself stronger and bigger and more competitive with everybody else out there.